And your champion and dubbed Queen of Cocodona with a new course record of 63, 50, 55. Give it up for your two-time champion, Rachel Entrekin.
Rachel, thanks for sitting down with us.
No worries.
Tell us about yourself. How did you get into running?
I started running in college. Mostly, I was not actually good at other sports. And so I didn't make any college teams or anything like that. So to keep myself in shape, I just went out the door and started exploring. I was in Birmingham, Alabama.
Yep.
And so to explore the city I was in, I just discovered running.
Yeah.
And then I discovered that I was pretty decent at it. Yeah. Signed up for a couple marathons. During my first marathon, met a trail runner who convinced me like the next weekend to go do a trail 42K.
Yeah.
And then over the next like couple of years, I was pretty much hooked.
Yeah. And I think it's fair to say like longer distance stuff above 100 miles is becoming cool. It's becoming.
I hope so. I love it.
Talked about.
Yeah.
You were arguably doing it before it started getting really cool. So yeah, genuinely, what is that drive to go and do these kind of niche things that are just very individual?
Yeah, got into running 200s before it was cool. There's something very like cool about almost being on autopilot with that repetition, because then your mind goes to really interesting places and you can like, or it can go nowhere at all and you can just like be in the moment. Spending that much time with yourself, I think, is also really interesting, because until Cocodona, I had never utilized a crew.
Yeah.
I've never used pacers.
Yeah.
And pretty much still, my partner will jump in on races that I sign up for now and just crew me or pace me. But I mean, otherwise, like I just tend to do things on my own.
Yeah.
And I think spending that much time with yourself is really like psychologically interesting.
Definitely. You're sort of, I guess, famously non-scientific in your approach.
Yeah, which is funny.
Yeah, because I've heard you speak a lot about you don't run with a watch.
Yep, I did just get one today though.
Yeah, so maybe that's something new. But,
yeah, maybe.
But a lot of people in trail running these days, it's becoming more performance driven. It's going in the opposite direction. It's becoming like really scientific. It's going like marathon running, like triathlon. You know, where's that approach come from for you?
Well, when I first started running, it was 2009. We didn't even have Strava.
Yeah.
So I was just running based off how I felt. I didn't know how fast I was going, but I could tell like, oh, you know, I felt like I did my same loop that I usually do in 2 hours. I did it today in 1:45. Like, that is an improvement. I
am totally fascinated by this thing of you not running with metrics and things, because I'm like I say, I've run a lot, and always, I think I'm pretty good at measuring my effort now.
Yeah.
But I do like the reassurance of looking down at the watch.
Yeah, so Kevin is very metrics based, so we're a funny duo.
Yeah.
And he and everyone is like, we just want the data. Like, you don't even have to look at the data. We just want to know, what are you doing? Yeah, so I got a watch. So I'm not gonna look at it, because I don't know. I feel like that's not, I don't want to get too wrapped up in that. No. So I think I've always just been a little bit more of like self-driven with regard to like, and you know, I know I'm a physical therapist by trade, so I know how to do the physiology. Sometimes I don't do it, but and you know, I know how to make myself faster and make myself more durable. Admittedly, one of the reasons I wanted to work with you guys is I know nothing about nutrition, so that is where I needed some help. But yeah, I don't know, it's always been pretty intuitive.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that, the preparation aspect for these big races then, because you can read lots of books about preparing for marathons. You can start to read books now about preparing for 100 milers, but I've never seen any formal information about how do you prep your body and mind for 250 miles.
Yeah, I haven't either. I would like to start that.
Yeah. So how do you do it? Like, tell me a few things that people relate to, like weekly mileage or weekly hours, kind of what variety of sessions you do.
Yeah, so I definitely think that training for something like a 200 or multi-day race is not a training block, it is years.
Yeah.
I've been running, since 2009 essentially, and I've been racing ultra since 2013. Like, I would say, you know, I probably started accidentally training for Cocodona in like 2018.
Yeah.
You know, like I tend to do no less than 70 miles a week. I just found that that's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
It still is something that you have to kind of work to get to, and I like that running is something that I have to like prioritize.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I do typically no less than 70. A lot of that, I mean, I don't do speed sessions. I don't do anything like that. I just go out and run what I want to.
Yeah.
I think another big thing with the 200s that might be a little different than hundreds is actually a couple things, but sleeping.
Yeah.
I try to front load sleep.
Yeah.
Like the days leading up to the race. I mean, I was like, all right, night guys at like 7:30.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I was legitimately tired.
Yeah.
So and you know, there's no such thing as too much sleep going into one of these, because assume you're not gonna sleep very much.
Yeah.
If you wanna try to be on that competitive end.
When you and I met a year ago at Western States, you were looking after an aid station.
Yeah.
I actually interviewed you about like what you
What are you making?
runners.
Yeah.
And we got chatting, and you was like, we could do with some help. I could do with some help with my nutrition. So what were you doing, and what has changed since we've been helping?
I critically underfuel, I think. I mean, there was a race I did last year where I got food poisoning the night before. It was a 100-miler, and I got food poisoning the night before, and I ran the race on nothing. Like, the only thing I could have was sometimes water. And I still managed to perform well. Like, I won the race outright.
Yeah.
But that was, I don't know, like, the fact that I'm able to do that is like, okay, but what if I was able to actually eat stuff?
Yeah.
Like, what would happen if I fueled correctly? And I think that's been all my buddies on my crew this year and that I've run with over the years have always been like, yeah, but like what would happen if you actually did the correct things?
Yeah.
And so I think at Cocodona, maybe part of that question was answered, because I definitely tried to stay more on top of like, all right, every 20 minutes, like do something, like drink. And I think drinking calories has been really beneficial for me, particularly in a race setting. I think on training runs, I prefer eating. But in a race setting, I think drinking stuff, because that's easy. You can do that every 20 minutes and like not care.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was, I think, a big change that led to a lot of success with Cocodona this year. Is I just was much more dialed from the start.
Yeah.
Of like, all right, it doesn't matter that you've only been running for 1 hour, like eat anyway.
Yeah.
And I really did find that I did not get as like muscle fatigue or like central fatigue too. Like I was just able to keep going at pretty much the same intensity the whole time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about pacing actually for a 250. Like what is the process you go through there?
Yeah, my pacing, I think I practice a lot of it during fixed time events.
Yeah.
I've done, I think, 5 or 6 48-hour events now. So that's something that I know what effort level I can maintain for a set amount of time.
Yeah.
So for Cocodona, obviously I was racing, some pretty big names.
Yeah.
So I think my thing that I kept repeating to myself was barely manageable. Like I knew that I could do this pace, but like I do not want to go faster than this pace. And there were times in the race where I saw my competitors like getting away from me, and it's like, you cannot, we are at mile 6.
Yeah.
That does not matter right now. Like you cannot let that bother you.
Yeah.
Because what you are doing is barely manageable. And if we kind of saw that with a couple of the men this year at Cocodona. Like if you let yourself get carried away with going too fast, then like you have 100 plus, 200 plus miles to go where you're just gonna suffer. And I did not want that to happen. Barely manageable was the correct strategy, but like maybe I underestimated what that was. Like maybe I could have gone faster.
Yeah.
Like maybe there is something I could have done better. Cause I finished Cocodona and I jokingly was like, all right, let's go back to Black Canyon City. And I think I could have done it.
Wow.
Like I can't say that I would have maintained the same pace, but like I did not feel like I was destroyed.
No.
And it's not that I want to destroy myself by the end of a race, but like we all want to find that limit, and I just don't think I found it yet. So I am, I signed up for it next year. I am very curious, like, am I gonna get closer to that edge? I hope so. I think that's all what we want, is to get closer to the edge.
So even with 2 wins under your belt, you're still hungry. You still think you think you
Yeah, you can always improve.
Yeah.
I think so.
Awesome.
Yeah. Plus, hopefully next year we won't have mud. So that was pretty slow.
The weather was rough. Yeah.
The weather was great. The mud was not great.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good luck for next year.
Thanks.
We'll be following the preparation
Good.
with great interest.
Yeah, thanks.